Hello, everybody. We were studying movie store project last time, and we went over the code step by step. I'd like to do a small recap if you are just watching, starting to watch from this one. So, movie store project was a small project, and I just wanted to remind you this: you will spend most of your time understanding and reading somebody else's code. And Uncle Bob says writing is well over 10 to 1 by reading. So that is being said. And then we study the code together, and I'd like to go over these slides for now. And then we will start our first refactoring. But before refactoring, what we'll be doing is writing unit tests, right? So you'll be writing unit tests for this one. So moving on. Sorry, my computer's had a hiccup. So this is a simple program. We have customer class, movie class, and movie has different pricing. Movie rented a number of days, and so we have also rental class. So it will print at the end. Uh, if this is for the Bob, it will say what are the movies he rented this one, and these are the prices. This is not a good test, and then this is just printing to the console and total. Oh, this one, and this is the frequent renter points this person got. Another one's, and he rented this movie one time. Looks like this is, I don't know how many days, you will see in the code, and that's the frequent point renter points she got. So this is current UML class diagram. And if you look at customer depends on rental, one customer can have 0 or more rentals, and each rental is assigned to one movie. So we understand this is how many days rented is kept in here, and this is the movie's information about price and all those things. This is current design. We like it or not, we will be fixing it. And there is a statement function in the customer. So if you go over the movie class quickly, here is the movie class over here. This is the very end, this movie class. I'm showing the UML chart at the end. So it looks like the movie class depends on nobody else if you look at. So it is here has a one constructor, gets the movie's title and price code. These are getters and setters, some of them. And also we have a couple of constants here, and regular and children new release one. And this is called price code. Okay, let's move on to the next one. There's rental. If you look at rental has a movie, one rental has one movie here, and kept days in rented as a member variable. And here's the constructor. These are kept in here in the member variables. And then one getter, another getter for the movie. There is no setter because constructor is being used for the setting the stuff. Okay, so moving on to customer. Customer class has two variables. One is name of the customer. We didn't list it here. And rentals. So we have many rentals. So it could be 0 or 1. Currently they are using vectors. We can change it, whatever we want. And customer is set the name at the very beginning with a constructor. We can add rentals to this rental over here. If you see rentals add element, which is we are adding a rental class, and then get names, just getting name. It continues to the next slide. We will go there. And there's a sequence diagram. And the sequence diagram, time goes down like this. And this is the call for example, statement function. There's a for each rentals, there's a loop over here. We call the movie. And then from here, when we get the movie, we get the price code from the movie. These are the objects, live objects. And then this is the lifetime of the function calls. This statement is live, and this is the for loop we have. And then when we get the movie's price code, and then we get the days rented from rental, and do some calculation and print the statement. So, and here is the statement function. It continues in the next page. So it is long. Here is the statement. Where is this one? It is in the customer. If you look at here, statement. So statement, we had a while loop, as you remember from here, from the sequence diagram. So, and then if you look at for each movie, we get the price code from the movie. And you will say, this is the price code. And also we get the movie, right? Movie from the next element. We get the, I'm sorry, rental from here. We get the rental and then get the, get from rental, we get the movie. And from movie, we get the price code and days rented from rental, all of them. So we don't need to go in details that one. And according to the type of the movie, and we will charge, and days rented also important. And also we have in the next page frequent renter points. We add 1 point for each rental, but if it is a new release and if you rent it more than 1 day, we give you extra points. So and then when we go out of the loop, we print the result, total of totals, how much person owed as a total, and each one individual price is printed over here. Yes. So moving on. So this page is important. What happened now? New requirements changes, right? There's a requirement change. They are going to request. Currently, we are creating an like just a text-based report. If you remember when we run it, but at this time they are asking HTML version of the statement because maybe they are going to use in the website. So the movie classification will soon change also. Another requirements change is coming, looks like. Yes. So charging and frequent renter points calculation may change, they say. Okay, so these are the things we need to manage. So if I want to do very quickly these two things, what would we do? We might do like copy and paste stuff and duplicate everything. But if I need to do the charging and frequent renter points changing, so there will be a lot of code will be spreaded, duplicate codes. And in the future, they may ask what? They will say JSON version of it or XML version of it. So there could be different data format they may ask. Then I will be in trouble because I cannot remember everything. As we talked before, if you didn't look at the code like 6 months it says, but I can say 15 days ago if you written some code, it is as well as it could be someone else's code. So where do you want to go? My aim is to make it easier to write an HTML statement method with much less duplication of code. That's my goal. Okay, so can we reuse any code in the statement function? What is your opinion about? So let's go back to the code a little bit. Here we go. So let's look at our customer. And here it is the customer and this is the statement. Currently, if you look at this statement, it's just dumping everything to this, in this string result, which is here. Sorry, let's find it. Here it is. It's buried in here. So it's just a string. We are concatenating a lot of different string and integers and all of them and returning as this is like text statement. The name could be better, but there's only one statement currently, so we don't need to customize it. But now they want HTML one and things may change. It is very easy if I copy this one all together and paste here HTML code and add some tags over here. I am all set. But what will happen if they change these rules? Now I need to change in two places. And I may forget changing in one places. And think these kind of cases, if I have, thousands of customer, one mistake, bill mistake, it may cause a lot of things. My company may lose money, or my company can be sued because I am overcharging them, whatever I am advertising, or a lot of customer calls, complaints and all those stuff. It's not a pleasant moment to be in. So the consequences will be really harsh. So I don't want to take a risk, and this is the main engine of this application because most calculations are happening in here, right? So copy paste, we talked about this. It's impossible to reuse any of the behavior of the current statement. Yeah, for an HTML statement. Your only recourse is to write a whole new method that duplicates much of the behavior of the statement. Copy paste, of course, this is not too difficult, right? But what happens when the changing rules change? Charging rules change. So statement, what is the problem currently? Statement routine does too much. Many of the things that it does should really be done by other classes. So it is taking a lot of responsibility. Customer class is a blob. Of course, you may say it is a small code. There are not much things. This is an example for us to understand and relate, and you can get the mental model and how are we approaching the problem, and you apply into the larger scale problems. Potential difficult to make changes, HTML output, new charging rules, new movie types, all of them could be difficult. So the tip before adding any features, when you find you have to add a feature to program and the program code is not structured in a convenient way to add the feature, first refactor the program to make it easy to add the feature, then add the feature. Okay, these are some tips we are going to get. Another one is self-checking tests, which is unit tests. Okay, we need to be doing unit tests. Before you start refactoring, check that you have a solid suite of tests. The test should be self-checking. We don't have to read it. Currently, I have to read all the numbers. So that's the next thing. So let's do in our next step. Before that, let's add unit tests for the program. So in the next video, I'm going to add unit test.